Boom.
Hey girls, do you oftentimes see someone on the street and they just have an amazing pair of jeans and you want to know how to get that same kind of fit? But every time you go out and try jeans, it just doesn't look right? Well, we're here today to help you answer those questions. I'm Mal.
And I'm Suze. And together we have women look and feel amazing, women of all kinds, feel great in their skin.
Right.
And take it away, Mal.
Sure. I get so excited about this one. I almost started talking about the whole thing right away. So, I mean, we've all done it. We've seen like this girl with this pair of jeans walk by and we're just like, my God, I wish I could look that good in a pair of jeans. Whenever I go and put them on at the store, they never look anything close to that.
Right.
So I'm going to ask Suze, who's helped many, many women get the right size for their body and the right fit for their body, how she goes about and does it. And this is sort of interesting for me too, because, you know, when you're shopping for men's jeans, there's just two measurements. There's the waist and the inseam. Mm-hmm. And it's all done in inches. So as long as you know those two measurements as a guy, you're pretty much all set. But the world of women's jeans are much more complicated.
Yeah.
Because with men, the hips and the waist are almost the same size. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry about hips, worry about gapping at the back, you know, with a small pair of jeans or with a small waist or something like that. So there's a lot more to consider. And also, I think it's worth noting that in the last video, I was actually not wearing a catsuit for the very first time. But I've rectified that for this video. As you can see, I'm wearing a denim jumpsuit.
I love it.
And it's flare leg. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm a little bit branching out here.
Yeah.
Actually, part of the problem too is the place I wanted to buy them from. All of the skinny leg ones were all sold out in my size.
Okay. So you tried the flare.
Yeah, and I probably would. There's a little bit of Christmas weight in here that's making this pull a little bit, but it's normally not quite that bad.
Right. Well, that's why a jumpsuit is good, and it's good for Mal because she loves wearing catsuits and jumpsuits. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to have any constriction around the waist, so a denim jumpsuit is perfect for her.
Totally.
And getting the right fit, she's right. It's a little bit complicated. Jeans, they have become complicated. There's many different kinds of cuts, but there's two things that you can do to ensure that you get the right fit for the jeans. And after you know these brands and these fits, then you can feel more comfortable buying them anywhere because you recognize. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to get yourself a soft measuring tape. So I have my little trusty tape measurer, soft tape measure. And this is really going to give you so much power. Just one of these things. Because I was going
to say, this is the women's way of cheating and trying to get the same kind of measurement ability that men's jeans has. Yeah,
exactly. And once you know this, then you can chat online with those chat bots. You can look at a lot of designer and manufacturer and brands have a fit guide online that you can go and you can see, okay, what your weight is and your height. And then it will tell you, you know, what size you should buy, which that's somewhat helpful. It's a little bit of information, but it's not all the information because sizes vary as well. Mm-hmm. You know, weight and height is just not enough information. You really need to know measurements. So when it comes to the waist measurement, you can, you know, just go by your waistband, just like you're putting a belt on and go all the way around to get that measurement. The other way you can do it is by taking the jeans and laying them flat on the bed and then taking this measurement, right? So, you know, then you know exactly what that measurement is, right? So when I can look online, I buy jeans on eBay a lot. And I love vintage because it's something that I can, that's inexpensive, it's green, and it's fun for me to find like a deal.
So you just measure the waist? I know that it's
about 14 inches across is the measurement. However, if you look at the size of the jean that I typically wear, it's a 26, which 26 and a half would be 13. So again, you're like, okay, well, why is that? So anyway, if you measure this and you know that these jeans fit you, then you have your measurement of your waist. Okay, so that's the key.
So I'm guessing the reason why you said that sometimes, like, if your jeans were 30 across, which you just measured just now, but you wear 26, is that because most time we wear jeans lower than our waist?
Right. So it depends on where you're measuring. Like your true waist is up here, but the waistband of the jean is down here.
Right. It's always a couple inches lower.
Depending on the rise. So that's what gets us, good point, Mal, because that's what gets us to our next measurement is the rise. So you could have the waist measurement, but then the other critical measurement you want is from the crotch to the top of the jean. That's called the rise. So if you looked at these jeans here, I'm just going to show you, like you can see where the zipper is, and then you can see where the bottom of the crotch is. This distance here is the rise. And so I know that these are about 7 inches, and, I know that I prefer 7 inches on a rise for me. These are actually, these are the taller ones. These are 10. They're additional 3 inches. And on me, I'm already short-waisted. So I know my proportions. Those aren't going to be very comfortable for me to wear a rise of a jean that's 10 inches when I prefer 7.
Right. If you're sitting down, those things would be cutting into your waist the whole time.
They're going to cut into me a little, especially if I've had one too many sugar cookies over Christmas, right? You were saying. So those are the two measurements that if you know those, then you actually, it really helps you when you're shopping because you can just measure them. You don't even have to take them into the fitting room.
Right.
If you don't conform to those two measurements.
Right. And I'm guessing after a while, you'll be able to tell with certain brands, okay, this brand, their size 8 is my measurements.
Yep.
Whereas this brand is the size 10 that's my measurements or something like that.
Yeah. And if you're buying online, you can ask those questions. Even if sometimes they don't have a chat box, whatever, you can email them and they can give you that information if it's not there. Sometimes it will be included in there in a description of describing that the dimensions of those jeans.
Yeah, sometimes I know I'm looking on Amazon, the very last picture of the jeans has all of those measurements in it. Although very rarely do they give you the rise. Usually they just give you the waist and the inseam.
Yeah. So it's important. So that's the one thing is tape measure and then know the measurements. Even if you're just measuring a pair of pants that you like, that fits you well, that would be a good indication of those two measurements for you to try some jeans with. And then trying them on, going to the store and trying them on, it's time consuming, but you've got to try a lot on. One of my first books called The T-Shirt and Jeans Handbook. I talk a lot about, finding a department store that has a jean bar and just go, take a day, take a couple hours and try on a lot of different kinds. And it's just, it's tedious, but it's the only way you're going to get to know those measurements and those brands for your body shape. So
that's commitment, by the way.
It is commitment. Yeah. But this is how we do it. That's how you're going to end up having great fitting pair of jeans. The second tip, if you're curious,
I'm all ears,
is the fiber content.
Okay.
So it's actually the fabric of the jeans, what it's made of. And that is usually in a little tag, right? So
I'm curious.
Yeah. So if you look at these jeans, so you've got the label in the back, and you've got always going to have it's usually in the front, next to the front pocket.
Yeah, that's where mine is.
Yeah, a little tag with the fiber content. I'm just going to put it up here. You guys can see.
Yeah.
These are rag and bone jeans. I was telling Mal about these jeans. I freaked out when I saw them because I love Rag and Bone, the brand. But they're a little high-waisted for me, but I got them anyway.
It's a deal, eh?
Yeah, so if I look at the fiber content, it's going to show me the percentage of the, I'm going to have to put on glasses to actually see this, but of what is in them. So, and sometimes it's on the back, like with the care instructions, like how you should wash them or whatever.
The stuff that no one reads.
And what's that?
The stuff that no one reads.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to read it. So the whole idea is if you have some stretch, it's either elastane or lycra. That's going to give some comfort to the jeans. So you definitely want 1 or 2, maybe 3% of lycra. If you go higher than 3%, it's going to get all stretched out. So I don't recommend going.
I've had jeans that do that, and they do it sometimes like around by the crotch, and it doesn't really look that good.
Exactly. Then you're going to have like sagging here.
Yeah, it's no good.
Or sagging in the butt or in the knees or all three, which we don't want. No bueno.
These ones that Jill got me for Christmas from New York and Company are 1%, and you can kind of tell that they've actually got a good bit of stretch in them, even for just 1% spandex. So they're really comfortable.
Yeah, so 1%, and that's the tricky thing too, is that the elastane and spandex and lycra, you know, they're all interchangeable, but you know, it's as long as you feel if it's 1%, you're pretty good to go. With it's going to be comfortable, but it's not going to stretch out too much.
Right.
So I think you just need to look to see that it's not more than 3% elastane or lycra.
These Jennifer Lopez ones are 3%, and you can tell they really stretch.
See?
But I'm like, looking in the crotch, I can see that the fabric's already starting to kind of bunch up strangely down in there.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's probably got overstretched by me a little bit.
Could be from all those Kringles, breakfast donuts or whatever.
For me, it's Oreos. When there's Oreos in the house, I can't resist them, and I know I shouldn't have them, so I eat them so they're gone.
Oh no!
And I know that logic doesn't work, but my brain tells me it does.
Don't let anybody buy them. We were at a party and they had Oreos dipped in white chocolate. Oh my god! Right? Yeah. Don't even talk about it.
I would just sit there and guard the food bar and just say these are all mine. You know.
Well, those are the 2 tips on finding a good fitting pair of jeans. I mean, a third tip maybe is just trying on a lot.
Right. Now, are we going to talk about in future videos? We're going to talk about brands and body shapes as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk. There's so many things we could go on and on. We could talk about what brands are great for what body types and body shapes, and then also how to dress them up and make them look cute. So a little less casual, or you kind of know how to look casual. But like, for example, you know, I have just like a little silky top with a cardigan and a fun little necklace. So how to dress them up. So keep watching. We'll do more videos on jeans. If you guys want us to, just put some comments into the comment box there and let us know what you want to hear about.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. And don't forget, subscribe, ring the bell, like. I know it's 3 steps. Every video you got to do. Well, if you've already done the first 2 steps, you need to do them again. But always like. That helps a lot. And then comment, obviously, if you have any questions.
That's right. Thanks, Mal. Awesome video making with you. Super fun.
It totally was.
Yay.
All right, bye.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.